What's up, beautiful people? Have you ever felt like you haven't really truly been seen by the people that are around you? Like, you kind of feel like they don't get it. They're not clicking with your mentality. Either you're entering into a new dimension and you're putting yourself to the next level, you're setting your expectations and your standards higher for yourself because you want more for yourself. Maybe the people that you're around are just kind of staying stagnant. Maybe the people that you're around are not encouraging you or inspiring you. Maybe the people that you're around are just content and you're not, and you feel uneasy and you're like, why are you okay with just the regular degular? Like, why are you okay with just the simple mindedness of it all? Like, how come I can't relate to you? It might be just due to the fact that you need to separate yourself. And I say that with like the most warmest, compassionate heart that I can possibly say it with. But I definitely believe that once you get to a certain transition or like transformational stage in your life where your mindset's changing, your body's changing, your emotional stability, maybe your spirituality's changing, like whatever the case may be, it might be you're making more money, you have ambition that maybe some people around you don't, and that's okay. Like, it's completely okay if your mindset and your frame of thinking has changed based off of where you were or where your friends are, where your family are. Like, you definitely just have to take inventory on who can encourage you to go to greater heights. And people always say, make sure that you're not the smartest person in the room. That might still be the case, and they might still want to be stagnant. Whatever the case may be, definitely keep pushing yourself and put yourself around people who have similar like-minded ways of thinking, because it'll really help you to elevate to that next point. Now, if you don't have those people around you, the only thing you can do is just sit with yourself and isolate. And there's so many reasons why I wanted to make this video today about isolation and separation and like why it's so important. Not just due to other people and their lack of, exploring their minds or going further or lack of ambition per se, because a lot of times it really does have nothing to do with anyone else. It's more so just about what's going on within you. So once you know something's changing in you, then you innately want to be alone and you can't explain it, and you want to say no more, and you want to have boundaries, and you want to make sure that you're protecting your ideas, the things that you want to create. You want to create space for the things that are coming to you, the abundance, the growth, the new, which means sometimes letting go of what used to be your old ways, saying goodbye to that old version of you, which may include some people that are tied and affiliated with that person of you. And it's hard because you don't want to leave people behind, especially people that you love, especially people that you want to hold close to you, and maybe you have such an attachment to, and maybe you're just stuck because this person's stuck. But just because this person's stuck doesn't mean that you got to be stuck too. And you can continue to elevate, continue to level up, and continue to push yourself to a higher, the better version of yourself, if you allow that space, and if you allow to clear that space so that you can bring in more and so that you can grow. Partial, title to my video is Let Go to Grow. And doesn't mean that you have to like cut people off, but sometimes it does. And I'm sorry to put it like that, but it's reality. Thank you for clicking on this video, for one. I'm Diamond Leveled Up, by the way, and my journey and my whole purpose is to just showcase my journey to leveling up, okay? And just, if you want to level up with me, like, let's level up together, because this life is crazy, and it's hard to dissect some inner thoughts that you have, and like this could be a space for us to like talk about this stuff, because for me, I've always felt like I needed my alone time, right? Like I can be introverted and extroverted, but I'm a homebody at heart, okay? I'm a Taurus. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but you know, so they're known to be like people who want to chill in the house, and I'm really like that. And I think, you know, I don't always have to be on the scene. I used to be, when I was younger, I used to have FOMO, used to feel like FOMO, fear of missing out, like what's going on outside, like, you know, why am I not invited, yada yada yada. The older that I have gotten over the course of my life, I'm 30. I'm about to be 31, y'all. God bless. I love this age though, honestly. I feel like I'm really getting closer to like the evolved, like the version of me who I've been trying to attain. And this has been a process, y'all. Like, definitely leave a comment if you feel like you're going through that same process and that transition period. It's like you're not your old you. You're not who you used to be anymore, but you're not who you are, you know, aiming to be yet. And I do think that you're a constant, you know, path of growth, right? Like, we're always growing, we're always changing, we're always learning, we're always evolving. Yes. But there could be a definite, like, stage in life that you're like, that's where I want to get to. And I know for me, that's where I've been, you know, and it's taken little baby steps and like micro habitual changes to get me to where I'm at now, which, you know, in my brain, I'm still like swizzling with all these different ideas of like ways that I need to continuously improve myself. So again, this is also a self-improvement channel. I do things to give people tips, tricks, how-tos, learnings, findings, things that I'm good at, which is hair, beauty, all the types of stuff. So, you know, workout motivation, that type of thing. So if that's your cup of tea, then this channel's for you, babe. Okay? You can be a part of the leveled up vibe, the leveled up gang, because we're on this mission, y'all. Like, I'm not stopping. You know, as long as I'm on this earth, I'm gonna be trying to go towards a better version of me, period. Like, there's just not gonna be the stalling. I don't agree with the stalling and the stagnancy and all that. I don't know if stagnancy is a word. I don't agree with that. So yeah, if it's either you coming with me or, you know, I'm leaving, babe. And what it's made me realize is like, yeah, like this ride can be a lonely ride, okay? Being by yourself, you know, I'm single. So when you're single, you're really by yourself. And, you know, just, you know, I have a small group of friends, but thank God they are not high maintenance friends. I've literally had to let go of all of my high maintenance friends, the friends that were upset that we didn't hang out for a month, or they were upset that, you know, I haven't reached out to them or whatever. And it really can be just a period of like, I'm not trying to spend any money. Every time I hang out with this certain friend, it's not like we can actually just kick it in the house, like, or we can, you know, watch a movie, do something free. It's like we're always having to do things, and I get it. Like, we're in our 30s, we should be living our lives, having fun, doing this, doing that, going out, blah, blah, blah. But for me, like, I've learned that I want to step out more often when there's something to actually celebrate. If I feel like I'm not in a space where there's something to celebrate, whether it's somebody's birthday, an anniversary, or something's going on, a promotion, like, what are we celebrating, y'all? We're not where we want to be yet. So I really don't feel like there's anything to celebrate. Like, and I hate to be, you know, a downer like that. I mean, yes, I celebrate life, but in the economy that we're in, you know, with world's at right now, you know, I feel like I need to come back to center. Okay? I need to come back to center. I need to get focused on my goals, intentional about where I'm headed. I need to, you know, create a map, okay, if you will, a map of like, this is where I see myself headed, and how am I gonna get there? You know, I need to figure out these little minute little details, and other people may not be thinking about their life like that. Like, other people may not be thinking like, oh, I need to act now, I need to do something now. They just think, oh, I'm just gonna get where I get, and I'm just gonna go where I go. Not the intentional life that I want. You know, am I gonna just go by like that? And that's why I've had to remove relationships from my life, because it's like, without the intentionality behind things, it's like, what are we doing? Time is this time that we have on earth is so short, y'all. And when you are able to isolate yourself and actually face yourself, then you're able to conquer almost everything. It's like, y'all, you don't understand how powerful it is to be able to be by yourself and grow by yourself and address yourself, you know, confront your inner child, you know, do things that are going to help to your healing. Okay, so a lot of people can't even just sit in a room by themselves in silence, or they can't, you know, live their life without distractions constantly being, you know, pushed to their face. Like, they can't, they don't know how to live without the vice, the distraction, the you know, the constant noise, the outside noise of the world. And they can't get clear on what the purpose is and what their intentions for their lives are. And that's why they just do whatever. Is because they haven't been able to sit in silence and isolate themselves. And I've been listening a lot to Carl Jung. He's a philosopher from back in the day and psychiatrist, and he was like really big and like one of the founders of like psychology, if you will. And he was always talking about solitude and self-discovery and what it means when you're alone and you're able to discover yourself. One of his quotes, and I'll just share a couple of his quotes: the highest, most decisive experience is to be alone with one's own self. You must be alone to find out what supports you when you can no longer support yourself. Only this experience can give you an indestructible foundation. Carl Jung was that dude, man. He was spitting fire. Another quote from Carl Jung on embracing the shadow: one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. So another piece too, he would always talk about pain and how it's a necessity when coming to the consciousness. Now, the consciousness is like your higher self, you're approaching your inner child, your dark shadow self. We would always talk about the shadow, which is like the part of you that you're afraid to address, basically, and confront. And it's the uncomfortability that you feel through that addressing and that awareness. And this is what a lot of monks do, and like people who are in Buddhism and things like that, and those other religions, that they meditate and they come to self, and they use solitude and silence to get closer to their consciousness. And him talking about how painful that is. It is painful. It's hard. A lot of people don't know how to do it. Okay? It's not for the weak, y'all. I can tell you that. It is not for the weak. You have to know yourself in order to like really become magnetic, okay, and to attract everything that you want out of life, whether it's money, job, career, love, you know, whatever it is that you want in life. Like, you have to be getting closer to who you are internally to actually have fulfillment and happiness. Even when you get to those places, if you haven't actually addressed your inner self, your dark side, your shadow self, then it's like you're still gonna feel unfulfilled because you're just using all these material things to fill a void in your life. Like, I don't want to live like that, y'all. Like, I'm trying to be in full comprehension of like who I am, come full force to self identity, like come strong, come confident into every scenario that presents itself, opportunity that comes my way. Have God first, and to put my goals and my intentions first so that I can live a very intentional, thoughtful, healthy life. Period, poo. Like, what? But yeah, he just says there's no coming to consciousness without pain. And so, you know, if you're experiencing pain of some sort, maybe you had to let somebody go that you didn't want to let go of, and you love that person, and I'm only saying it because it's me, y'all. Okay? And you've had to come to, like, this self-discovery, you know, learning, like, what you need as a human, okay? What makes you happy? Like, how do you best feel loved? What am I trying to say? What are the best ways that you can show yourself love? How about we start there? Because it goes back to self-love and just being comfortable in your own skin. And that's what I'm learning is, like, I don't need to have all these outside, like, approvals or validation from others to, like, feel good about myself and where I'm headed and what my journey looks like. And I have a vision, okay? Baby, like, my vision is big. So, like, in order for me to, you know, bring that vision to life and, like, really bring color to it, like, I need to go on the journey of self-discovery, which means I need to isolate myself, which means I need to separate myself from people that I love, okay? People that are gonna be there for me no matter what. If they aren't there for me, then you know, good riddance. You know, if this process removes people who are not actually there for me, perfect, okay? Because we're getting to the better version of myself, and in order to get to my better version of myself, I need to have good people that love me and support me around me. And that's it. Like, if you can't see my value, if you want to take me for granted, if you want to abuse the relationship that we have, or, you know, make me feel little about myself, or not show love the same way that, I mean, I know people can always show love the same way I do, but, you know, if they can't show that they're trying to be reciprocal through their actions around our relationship, it's like, why do I have you around? It's a real question. I don't know. And not everybody thinks like that. I think it's hard for a lot of people to catch their bearings and understand, you know, not everybody for everybody and not everything for everything. Okay? But in closing, I'm not gonna, like, sit and harp on why it's so important to isolate yourself. I think that maybe if you clicked on this video, you realize that importance already, and you just needed somebody to verify information you already knew, but also to kind of back it with some, you know, maybe another voice, another person, another perspective. So I hope I did that for you today. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you like this type of content, and any type of content, self-improvement, personal development. I'm your girl. Okay, we talk about a lot of things on this channel, but I'm wishing you the very best on your journey, your self-love journey, the journey that you're taking to get closer to the better version of you. And so I believe in you. You can be by yourself. It might be a little painful. It might hurt a little bit at first, but you can do it. And I think that you can really, like, do incredible things and gain so much success just by pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. And I think being alone is one of those things. So give yourself grace and patience, because you got this. And don't let those ideas go by the wayside just because other people don't believe in them. If they don't believe in them, then just, you know, take a break from them. Separate yourself a little bit, get clear on your goal, get clear on your vision, and get back with them when you can. And then keep some things to yourself. Keep it private. Don't tell them all the minor, small little details. They don't need to know all that. Just tell them what they need to know about your life. Keep it high level, and keep all the really cool details to yourself. And do that when you're, separated, and you're, when you're alone. Okay, just handle that, and then just show them with action versus words. That's all I have to say. But love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.